So we are coming into the else part. We are entering data for node 1. We know that the function has been passed with value 4 as per our example exhibited in the figure. So 4 is the number of nodes in the list. So n will be having the value 4. We can have any value. Let us suppose that the value of n is 4. So we are entering the value for the first node. And the first node, we know that it is the first node in the list. It is an independent node. So it should have the next part as null and the data part as the scanned value. So we'll be scanning a value here, and that value will be, I think it is, let us see that value in the figure. Value of this one. This will be the first node. 55 is the value, and we'll be going on adding these fields. So either of 43 or 55 will be the value. That value will be given for this data here, and head arrow data is assigned with value we have given in the scanf statement. We'll be giving an integer value here, then head arrow next is kept as null. This forms a node with values assigned. Now we are assigning the value of head. Head will be having the address of this node. If head is stored with the address of this node, the name of this node becomes head. And that value is assigned to temp, because temp is also a pointer to node. So now temp and head are having the same value with this statement. That means this node can be represented using head as well as temp. Why? Because they are both equal. If 2000 is the address of this node, head is also having 2000 and temp is also having 2000, because value 2000 is being assigned to temp also. So this data can be referred by head arrow data or temp arrow data after using this statement. I think the point is clear. So we have given name for this node as head as well as temp. There may be some reason for using this temp for this node, naming this node as temp also. Let us see what happens next. So already one node is created. We have to create 4 nodes. So we are 4 is the value of n. We are varying I from 2 to n. 1 is already created. Actually, if there are 4 nodes, we have to run this loop 4 times, as 1 is already created in the previous slide. 1 is already created here. So we have to create 3 more nodes now. For that, we are varying the value of I from 2 to 4. So the value of I will be 2, then 3, then 4. So these statements will be executed 3 times for the values of 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. So I will be varying from 2 to 4. So 3 times these will be created, making 3 new nodes. So we are creating a new node by this address as we have created in the previous slide. The new node will be created by assigning or requesting a memory address. If new node is null, we have seen that in the case of head also, if it is null, we are not able to proceed with the algorithm. If it is a valid address, what we have to do? Again, we have to scan a data, then assign the data to the data part of new node, assign null to the next part of new node. These are the statements used for that purpose. Scan the value, assign that value to the information part of the new node, assign null to the next part of new node. Now temp arrow next equal to new node. What does this mean? With this statement, suppose that new node is getting the value 3000. That means new node will be pointing to address location 3000. At that location, we have stored the new data. We have also stored null address. So 3000 arrow data will be having a value. 3000 arrow next will be null. Okay. What is temp arrow next? Temp arrow next is this part. This is temp. So temp arrow next is this part. And in this slide, we have seen that temp arrow next is assigned with new node. Just now I have told that new node is 3000. That means here 3000 will be stored. So the name of this node is head as well as temp, and 3000 is stored here. What does it mean? This is the first node, and the new node that is being created is attached to this portion. Because if we store 3000 here, there will be a link from this portion to the next node 3000. So that link is formed. So now the list becomes lengthier by one more node. So this is done. Then we are changing temp to temp arrow next. We are changing temp to temp arrow next. Again we are going back. What is temp? Temp is the address of this node. Okay. What is the address of this node? It is the value of head. Suppose that this is 2000. Then head is 2000, temp is 2000. Here we have stored some integer value. Here we have stored 3000, the address of next node by this statement. Address of next node by this statement. Temp arrow next is stored with 3000. Now what we are doing? Temp equal to temp arrow next. What is temp arrow next? Temp arrow next is 3000, and we are assigning 3000 to temp. In this statement, temp was assigned with 2000. We are overwriting that 2000 with 3000. What does it mean? What does it mean? Temp now becomes the name of next node. If it is 2000, name of this node can also be temp. If it becomes 3000 by this statement, it becomes 3000. So temp becomes the name of the second node. So one node is added when the value is 2. If it becomes 3, we are again creating new node. Address is being assigned to new node. So let it be 4000. So 3000, the previous value, will be overwritten with 4000. If it is 4000, it is not null. It will come to this portion. We are again entering a new value. Then 4000 arrow data will be replaced with this value. 4000 arrow next will be filled with null value. Then what happens? Temp arrow next. This is the new temp. 3000 arrow next is assigned with 4000. That means this is our previously created node points to the newly created node. Then we are naming the new node as temp. This process is continued for the value of 4 also. Likewise, we are creating 4 nodes in the list. This is the creation part of the linked list. Is it clear? Now in the next video we will see how a new node can be inserted to this created 4 noded list.